100 days from the election now, less than. I have a hard time believing the Wayfair thing based on the Russia. Mostly anything dealing with Russia, I have a hard time to believe.
You fill 1,700 pages, and maybe you'll want to write more of them. I mean, everything we're talking about, you could have a page and a half.
And maybe they'd read more of them too.
Yeah.
Because the long form discussion is taking over these news segments, are taking over these spoon-fed, prepackaged media sound bites that we get every day.
Media. Yep.
Do you think anyone on the left should have been blamed for this?
The insurrection?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the entire media.
And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Hey everyone, Dave here, December 1773. With me as always is Ryan. This is episode 76 of The Weekly Show, all of the week's hottest topics with a twist. To follow us, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel on YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble. Ryan and myself have surprises for each other, and thus surprises for you today. I don't know in which order these surprises are coming.
COVID. Hi everybody. Hi. For real though, all seriousness. I guess a couple things. I guess I'll go first, Dave, because I always go first.
That's correct. I mean, technically I go first, if we're being accurate.
Intros don't count. I'm in a good mood today, everybody. I hope you're sharing the sentiment. Everything's been great. Hope everybody's doing well, in all seriousness. I got a couple little opening rants here, so I just want to let Facebook and everybody know that they're still bastards.
Correct.
Before I continue, so they know that this is like, I'm not saying that this is all facts or nothing. Speaking of facts, so a few weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, Mark Zuckerberg came out and basically said that fact-checking is just opinions.
Sure.
I don't know what the date was, but here at December 17th, 73, we kind of dropped the ball on you guys, and we didn't discuss about it. And then I realized, I was like, wait, I think we did talk about this. I think Dave made a clip, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
We talked about this
a year ago, last October 2020, 2 Octobers now almost.
Yeah.
So I went back and I watched the video. Go check it out. Your boy's on fire, not to brag, but I told you so. I told you so. I didn't say that it was an opinion and all this, but I just said these people are liars and everything. Go watch the clip. It's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but I light them up. So for Mark Zuckerberg to come out, I don't know, forever, after I've already dismantled their narrative, I'm glad that we have been proven right once again here on our page, but I bring it up for people because overall, I've been having a conversation with my friend Joe Nowicki. He's a follower, friend of Dave and I's, mutual friend. He's a fantastic guy. Appreciate Joe for everything. But more importantly, our conversations about stuff like in life and nature and our families and stuff. And I texted him today that it seems like ever since Meta was announced, ever since Metaverse was announced, the world is speeding up. Information's quicker. There's more to like digest. We always talk about around the holidays and everything else. They slide things under the cover, but it's all the time. It's every day, nearly.
Well, it's how they operate.
Yeah. I mean, it is how they operate, but in particular, we're in Metaverse now. We're not in reality, okay? We got to stop. Even now, there's no real world anymore. Okay, Meta's here. Facebook is like a crazy thing that has taken over everybody's life. This is crazy. Okay, so I just bring it up because I had this powerful thought the other day that you will have an app on your metaverse to go to work.
Meta work?
Think about it.
I want to hear more about this.
Think about it, Dave.
Like punching in and out at MetaWork?
It'll be a fucking app. It'll be an app, bro. An app. I mean, think about the meta environment, right? It's got to operate. I mean, come on. Come on. Come on.
I don't know about meta.
I mean,
hold on. Meta work.
Just think about this, Dave, okay? They're going to smash all the governments together. Global government. Money won't matter, right? Everything's owned by one government. There's no debt. There's none of everything else. So there's no borrowing. There's no trading. It's just everything's owned by one government, okay? There's no more rich or poor. Get rid of all classes. We're going to start over. We're going to climb in the metaverse, okay? They're going to give us cryptocurrencies to spend money on, which isn't even real money because it's not backed up by anything. Just like the very physical dollar, which isn't going to matter, isn't backed up by anything either anymore because they got rid of gold. You will go to work in the metaverse. You will drive in the metaverse. You will eat in the metaverse. You will sleep in the metaverse. You will do everything in the metaverse. I'm calling it now. I'm not saying this is 100 years from now. This is very, 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 very soon. Everything has sped up. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care who you are. The whole world is getting faster. I wouldn't be surprised if the world actually is spinning quicker.
This sounds like the Matrix, Ryan. This is what this sounds like. I don't know if people can see my screen, which you can. You are in my screen right now. You are in the Matrix. You're in my Matrix.
I'm in Dave's metaverse. We're in the metaverse. It's reality. Dating, dude, think about a screen. So it's your whole everything. You only live in a box. You only live in a box. They could give you water they could just put you on an IV bag. You don't even need food. They already feed us fake food. They already do it.
By the way, shout out to Jeremy for cutting out his fast food intake.
And I'm just going to tell you this right now. I know they switched the food. I don't care what the media says. And you know what? Go ahead, YouTube. Pull the video. It's only your opinion. It's only your fucking opinion. Well, it's fact check. They have fact checkers that's an opinion working with the government to combat misinformation on opinions. What's more metaverse than that, Dave? We're in metapolitics. We have opinions as fact dictating policy. That's metapolitics. I'm in a meta rant. This is crazy. We're in the verse, bro. It's not about the Matrix. The Matrix is like the Bible version of what we're living. It's just a dumb way to tell us. It's like Star Wars with lightsabers and Harry Potter with wands. It's just a simple way for you to understand what you're actually doing. We're there. We're all there. We all talk to people we've never met, ever. They live in fucking China. You talk to somebody in China. We're in the metaverse. There's gonna be everything. You're gonna go to You're gonna go to a meta bar. You're gonna have the meta coffee shop. You're going to have the meta saloon. You're going to have all this meta stuff. You're going to be able to get sex on demand on your metaverse. You're just going to go poke an app. You're just going to go poke an app. And you're just going to walk.
I just woke up.
There's a Meta Eve here with a donut.
I just woke up right now.
I mean, to say we're in the Matrix is an understatement. We're literally living it.
There's a whale under my bed, though. I don't know what that means, but it was scary.
The studio is sacred.
Somebody out there can interpret that and tell me what it means.
Has rated after you're on camera.
I am right now.
Yeah. Get your donut out of here. The studio is sacred.
I know. Sit down here. Can you still see me?
I can see your hand in a donut. What?
It's filled with jelly. Raspberry.
The studio isn't sacred, Ryan. I don't know if you've noticed.
Now can you see me?
What you should do is get strapped with like a 6-shot Nerf gun, and if anybody comes and starts fucking with you, just pop him off.
He's mad because you're interrupting him when he's trying to talk.
What is he talking about?
He didn't say that, but I imagine he would be.
He was yelling before I got in here. You are full of shit, sir.
Ryan, I have news for you. It's not the type of news you're used to. because my headlines today are
hold on. I'm sorry. I gotta finish, dude. Just imagine I'm fucking telling you. Imagine all of your feelings on a fucking ad screen. We're there. I'm saying this now because in 5 years, I'm gonna look up this video and I'm gonna be like, I fucking told you guys. You're gonna go to an ad screen and get everything you ever want forever. Forever. That fucking Oculus is $300. What about 30-year inflation numbers? Bread is fucking $3. I could get a virtual system to put me in fake forever for $300. This is crazy. You will get everything off a freaking screen. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now, people. This is it. Enjoy it. This is it. We're there. We're in meta reality. I'm Meta Ryan. Nice meeting you. Enjoy your screen names. Enjoy your avatars. Enjoy it all. Because it's here. Global government, inflation, bankruptcy. They're going to steal all your wealth. You're going to be in a room with computer screens to give you all your basic necessities because it's going to be better than living in the shit that you gave up. Feeling real grass, hearing real birds, feeling real intimacy. We're here. It's not 100 years from now. iRobot, that movie, is modern. It was 2012, I think, in that movie. We're there. We're there. The robot's this. This is a robot. It feeds you all your emotions. It lies to you on opinions, tells you how to feel. It messes with your sleep and eating schedules. It tells you when to sleep and eat. It's there. We have the robots. They're just out walking. They walk with you. Next is you're the robot. They tell you that because you don't understand. You won't understand if they tell you this way. But we're there. Enjoy it.
Did you pre-recording? You said you were going to get a drink. Did you get an alcoholic beverage?
No, I'm sober.
I think you might have needed one.
I want to hear.
You can't hear. You can hear it when you watch Mondays at 7.
I swear to God.
I don't mean, honestly, I'm not going to keep beating it, but I did it with globalism's inevitable, and there's a reason I'm taking that extra 5 minutes, because I am telling you guys right now, I know. I don't care what the TV tells you. I don't care what Joe Biden tells you. Let's go, Brandon. Terrorist attack. I don't care what they tell you. It's there. I know it. I don't care what Joe Rogan says. I don't care what doctors say. I don't care what Lex Friedman says. I don't care what Jordan Peterson says. I don't care what Elon Musk says. I don't care. They're all wrong. We're there, yo. We're there. So, I love you all. Thank you for watching. See you later. But just for real, really, we gotta start. I mean, if we ever want to keep your humanity, if that's, I'm trying to keep my humanity, right? It's a war for your mind, man. The human condition. It's attack on our species. So go ahead. I'm sorry, Dave.
Well, no, I was going to say that really you have much time to rant because I don't have headlines for the first time since headlines.
What?
I didn't see anything worth headlining.
Wow.
Now let me explain. Here's when I do this, what I do is I Google headlines and then I go through all the media sources, propaganda sources. So here's just a little snippet of what you can find on different if you were to go and look right now. U.S. hospitals face influx of patients amid latest COVID-19 surge. COVID-19 live updates. State orders 40 hospitals to halt non-essential surgeries. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, Blue State allows hospitals to force COVID positive employees to work amid brutal staffing shortage. Weeks after Minnesota nurses warn staffing crisis, Mayo Clinic fires 700 unvaccinated workers. Termination of unvaccinated healthcare workers backfires as Biden pledges help amid COVID surge. Yeah. Unvaccinated Rhode Island nurses slam new hospital policy. We've abandoned common sense. Ohio governor mobilizes 1,050 National Guard troops to ease hospital staff shortages amid COVID-19 surge. Omicron surge, hospitalization rates in the United States. Do you see where I'm going with this? France allows COVID infection.
Yeah, we're on Groundhog app. We're on the Groundhog Bill Murray app. We're on the COVID fucking app. We're on the app. We're at the app screen. We're loading. We're loading. We're loading the same thing, the same programming. We're at Groundhog Day. We're on Groundhog app.
Every single thing you go to look at is COVID related. And there was one in particular about COVID vaccination rates. And it was actually linked to a Biden Facebook/Twitter post where it was very short. It just said something along the lines of "folks, get vaccinated," and that's all it said. And that kind of leads me to a point, Ryan. We have eradicated diseases in this country with vaccinations. For example, some things, polio, obviously, measles is not eradicated, but it's very, 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 very rare at this point. Hepatitis and all that, chickenpox. We have all these great vaccinations that do their job. And Biden was talking about the vaccination rates. Do you know what the current COVID vaccination rate is? People who have at least one dose of the
it's got to be 90%.
It's no, it's not that high, but it's pretty high. It's 70. Let's just call it 75% right now in the United States.
3 out of 4 people have at least one vaccine.
Yeah,
one vaccine.
Yeah, for sure. And keep in mind, we're not as shut down as we used to be, but there's still limitations. There's still, show your vaccine card and all these things. Do you know, by comparison, other vaccination rates of these other diseases that I listed?
Probably lower than 75%. Or maybe, obviously polio, stuff like that you kind of get, but like the flu and stuff, like I personally don't get a flu shot. I know people that don't get, and those vaccines are the ones that go up and down. I mean, I had a tetanus shot during the pandemic. I'm sure those are, rather decent. And I'm sure I'm missing some HPV, obviously, is one females get. They recommend men get those as well because men perform certain acts on women that could put them in the position that need that type of thing, even though we are not females. So, fellas, you didn't know that, do your research because it's kind of true, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, some of these bigger things, like we were talking about polio, it's 92%, which is obviously higher. But we're talking. I mean, what difference are we talking at that point? 15%. And then some of these other ones are even, they are lower. And people who have this main vaccination group, they call it the combined 7 vaccine series. This is under CDC data. Is 68% people who have these big ones: polio, measles, mumps, things like that. We're 75% nationally vaccinated right now. At least one shot. If people think that they're just going to give up on this, you're out of your mind. 75% is way more than enough. The people who want it got it. There's plenty of supply. There's no shortage. The people who don't want it aren't getting it.
All right, you ready for me to just hijack this like promiscuous?
Yeah, for sure. That was the whole point. That was the whole point of my setup.
To the knowledge, to all the listeners out there that tune in every week. I appreciate every one of you. I bumped into Nancy this weekend. I just want to say I love you. You're a beautiful woman. Like all the way out, you're giving and awesome, and I appreciate your support because you know what? Everybody needs to feel that their voice is heard and people resonate and they communicate and talk about it. That's why we're here every week, is for you guys and for us. But it's going to sound like conspiracy, which is fine because this is just my opinion, which hopefully one day will be known as fact-checking.
You'll get opinion checked.
Which is lunacy. The reason COVID's not going away, Dave, is because they need to continuously bleed the wealth out of this country. Because one thing wealth does when it comes to control and governments is the wealthy that are not controlled by the government have freedom. And freedom is the highest form of currency that one can possess. Because if you are a free individual man that has freedom over his house, his income, his whatever you do every day, like the whole thing is the libertarian idea, leave me alone and I'll leave you alone, right? But global elites rich people, the 1%, the big pharmaceutical companies, greedy corporations, Jeff Bezos, aliens, AI, deep sea creatures, mole men, your mom, all these people that steal from you, that are big and evil, that you always tell me to worry about. The real thing it's really about is destroying your wealth. America is the wealthiest country ever created in the history of all of forever. Okay? All of forever. We're the city of gold, of El Dorado. We have the cities, we have the city paved of gold. We can drive any way, I can do anything, I can buy anything, I can do everything in America. Somewhere in America you can do everything. Am I wrong? I mean, we have trillionaires blasting off in private rockets into space. Tell me you can't do everything in America.
Yeah.
Okay? Sure. So they have to bleed this, okay? Because once again, it's about control. We talk every week. Dave, this week is fantastic that we're in mole mode right now. We're just experiencing what Bill Murray did in the late 90s. But we are on repeat because this is the way they destroy your soul. It's how they destroy your spirit. This is how they take everything from you. It's a relentless pressure that crushes you like a freaking grape under the size of a mountain on top of it. Because that's what they want to do. It's a war for your mind. It's a war for your wealth. Because if they can destroy you mentally and financially, they will control you physically. They put a mask on you physically to destroy your mental power. That is why I will not wear a mask. I may very well end up in one of your internment camps because I refuse to wear a mask and catch a, quote, infectious disease. And for all I know, breathing is infectious disease because it destroys the earth in these people's minds because they hate people. And they hate people because they think we're a virus. Their very agenda is anti-human. Everything they tell you is anti-human. They feed us poison food. And they tell you that we are just exposable, replaceable, and theft of things, even though the society and the system that was built 300 years ago, okay, that is still in effect, and the one that preceded that was lasting for 1,000 years, the Roman Empire, that we're come from, the great ideals of the West, that is the greatest way of living ever discovered in all of human condition. I have to hear that that is dangerous, that it's racist, that it's colonialistic, it's destructive, it destroys the environment, even though capitalist society right now is engineering everything to fix the global crises. It's capitalism fixing global warming. It's not China with their communism. It's not socialist Germany. You can say their green energy, all that. It's all government ran. It's all that's not how it works. You can't tax away your prosperity, and you can't build government systems your way to health. It's not going to work. These people are piggybacking on the stuff that was discovered in capitalistic societies to engineer the world that they say they're saving. It's all discovered in capitalism because you have freedom. Because you have freedom because you can make money, which makes you free. This is why they have to keep you locked down. This is why they have to say there's an invisible variant going around. Everything's there. Could you imagine if they were to actually tell you, if they were to scoop air up in a bag and say how much shit's in there that could kill you every day? No one would leave their house. There's a movie called Bubble Boy. It's a dumb little, like a Will Ferrell style humor that he's in a bubble because his mom.
Just say Adam Sandler.
Yeah, exactly. That style of comedy, that dumb shit. That's what it's about because his mom's worried that he's going to die bumping into everything. I swear to God, if you were to scoop that air in there, there's more shit in the air that you breathe than COVID. You're worried about COVID when you're breathing carbon dioxide. What about all the stuff they tell you, right? It's killing the earth. It's only COVID you got to worry about. That's the only thing they can control you with, right? Because it's endless jabs, right? Even though the jab doesn't stop you from spreading it or getting it. But I'm told I have to have it. I can't have a choice because of other people. That's not freedom. It's the reverse of freedom. And I'm the extremist, right? Once again, the very system that built all the greatest stuff ever, we now have the government in position that they're so corrupt and corrosive to freedom that they can look at you saying, you have to. They're unpopular, but they're legal. I thought it was democracy. I thought we're a republic. I saw one time This is something so important with civil liberties, something all of our founders bled on, was our lives, our fortune, and our sacred honors for the pursuit of freedom for prosperity's sake. Prosperity is future generations, not one, future, multiple, plentiful, many, all of them, infinity, the rest of humanity. Once again, I will say it every time till I pass. Capitalism saved the human condition. It saved humanity. Remember? They had nuclear weapons to kill everything? Remember? That's what they told you, even though a 7-mile asteroid or whatever it is didn't destroy the Earth. A trillion atomic bombs worth of an asteroid. I'm just bringing it up. I know it's a jump, but it's all propaganda. They lie to you. They say that's Facebook saying its opinion. Imagine what the news is. Facebook's an opinion. The news is a narrative. And then that's dictating policy, a narrative, and opinions? Working with the White House? That sounds like state-ran media. You know what their state-ran media, Dave? China. Who did globalism is inevitable? Who said that? China. Inflation at a 40-year high when China inflates their currency all the time? China. They're going to buy your country up and give you everything you've ever wanted on a fucking touchscreen made by slave labor in the metaverse. That's what they want, because you're controllable. They don't want wealth. They don't want it. That's why they have to lock you down. These blue states, you think it's by accident the most populous states in the union are the ones where all the wealth is and the ones that has the most extreme points of view? The craziest ideas try to get brought up there? You think it's by coincidence?
Oh,
that's where all the money is. They have to bleed the shit dry. And then the people that are bleeding it dry that wanted that ideology because they were lied to their whole life in government schools, and then I'm supposed to expect government gets smaller all the time, they move to a red state and they do the same thing. That's weird. I wonder why. And then we got to get people from other countries here that do the same thing, right? That's what I'm told, at least by certain people, that they come here and steal my jobs. But these immigrants are the most loving, freedom people ever because they come from areas with nothing. Because it was bled dry? No, lockdowns are popular, but they're going to save people's lives. When my governor literally put old people in houses with sick other people and killed them, and then he gets away from it. I never got there.
Ex-governor, former.
Yeah, he's only ex because he got caught groping people, and they only caught him groping people because he murdered people. He got away with all of it. Even the grope charge. Tell me it's not ran by mob bosses. Come on. Remember go on Netflix, what everybody else is doing while we're trying to, I'm trying to claw my way out of being a slave here in the metaverse. I can't wait to cut the power to that metaverse. I can't wait. Think I'm learning electrical by accident, people? Ha 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 ha. I'm going to be one of those physical pirates, maybe. Ha 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 ha. Be dressing up and saying scurvy because nobody's in fucking public anymore. I'll be able to go to the mall, do anything I want. It's going to be riff-raff. And there's another thing. The metaverse in itself is creating a caste system because you won't be able to participate if you can't afford it. And then they're just going to price lock you out of stuff. Ha ha ha. And you got to slave away for fake dollars that aren't even worth anything. Digital currencies. 2,000 gold coins to open the door for a new job. You make half a gold coin an hour? Oh my God, it's going to take forever in the metaverse. I'm never going to get through that golden door. Behind that is just more doors that you need more gold for. Man, I wish there was just a system that everybody worked for equal money that was backed up by something and then I could trade that for what I needed. Like capitalism. COVID is the perfect social virus, people. It's the first social virus, and they're using this in particular. Look at what they did. Dave's even said the numbers, 80% vaccination rate or whatever it is. And you could tell that by going on people's Facebook and seeing their vax card and all these people telling you to get encouraged to get vaxxed. They use it. This is the social credit score, bro. It's the vax card. You did it. You guys willingly do it. Willingly do it. The air is poison. I'm worried about invisible particles. I got proofed for a beer the other day without a mask on.
ID proof or vax card proof?
Yeah. No, Oh, ID for, oh, you've got a baby face. Yeah, they care about the mask. I'm breathing biologics all over here, almost killing grandparents. You're worried about my age. I'm glad people doing what they told. I'm not knocking these people, but dude, like, I am a rational thinking adult watching everybody climb into a wall that's just going to push buttons and you're going to feel stuff. This is nuts.
See, I disagree. I think we should mock.
You should what?
We should mock. We should mock people.
I'm done. How the mighty have fallen.
To be fair, it was my child's fault.
For the record, for those keeping track at home for power outages and unplugging and laptops dying, Dave and I are nearly equal with cutting out in the middle of a podcast. So I don't want to hear nothing.
Yeah, I think you got about one. I think you got about one on me.
I got 1.5 because I accidentally hung up one time. So,
anyways, welcome back.
Yeah, pleasure seeing you. I'm a meta rant, man.
Yeah, that was definitely a meta rant. I think what I was saying was before Nolan disconnected. I think he heard your inspiring speech and decided he was cutting meta out.
Yo, how funny was that though? It's like I can't wait to cut the power.
Can't wait to cut this power out. Boop. Frozen. That's what's going to happen in the metaverse. Your internet goes down, and now you can't communicate with anybody.
You can't go to work. You can't drive. You can't.
Fired from your meta job.
Dude, like seriously, think about it. You're going to have to go into the metaverse. You're going to have to work, and then in the real world, when you climb out of the freaking matrix, you're going to take your headset off, and there's going to be a little trap door that you bought tokens on the other side with that bought what you wanted for lunch. And then it's going to have your cheeseburger waiting from you from McDonald's.
This is all based on our power grid that can't support what we're trying to do to the power grid.
Yeah, California.
So this should go well.
California told people stop charging their electric cars because it's going to overload and explode the battery grid.
Yeah, it's 100 degrees out, but shut your AC off for a couple hours. We can't handle that kind of power.
I'm sure Nancy Pelosi is killing her AC.
It's okay though. If you get thirsty, you can't have any water because we don't have any.
She probably has a permit that has a medical exception to allow her to have AC and have a pool so that she doesn't overheat.
Well, she can get hairdos when everything's locked down, so I guess it all works.
My uncle lived in Germany for a couple of years at different times, and you couldn't install your dryer there without contacting the government-approved maintenance guy, and he came down and would hook a dryer up.
I wonder why.
Think about the level of infrastructure you would have to build. Oh my God, it's like after the old world was destroyed, they're like, you know what? We're going to implement as much government control as humanly possible that you can't even hook up a fucking washing machine without my approval. I wonder what Build Back Better in America sounds a lot like. They're just going to socialize everything. Oh, we all can't drive to work because we can't charge them.
It's like they didn't learn.
I'm telling you, people, this is like this is the last vestige of wealth and freedom ever. And for those, I've talked about on this podcast before, America's been the place to fight for freedom. I want the rest of the world to be America. It's not that I'm a colonist or anything. I'm not trying to kill people.
Yeah, I don't want it to literally be America. Just
yeah, we live the best. Why is this a question? Everybody's trying to jack with us. And for those that say the military base and all that, a Democrat signed all that. That was all done by your favorite guys? The Truman Act, all that? Your favorite guys? My point, people. I'm not going to beat this to a dead horse. But COVID is the perfect social virus to do this with. This is implementation of the social credit score at a mass spectrum very quickly. Everything is speeding up because we're climbing in the meta. We're in the meta. We're in Meta Earth right now. We're going to be in infinite reality soon, and I hope to see you all in the next ones if they let me into that one. But
no chance.
Well, God's put me here in this one, so hoping I can fight through that fucker. Because I'm telling you, man, I didn't hear any of this. This is not. This isn't listening to Joe Rogan or, like I said, all these other. Elon Musk is. That guy's selling us out, dude. That Neuralink is not for your betterment. It works perfect with the meta, dude. That's it's literal thought crime possible. Oh, we're all going to be connected. Look at what Twitter is. We're all connected on Twitter. That's not very good. But, oh, no, we just got to understand each other's thoughts. Have you seen Minority Report? So the mask, I'm just going to say this one last time, and then we can move forward. I have a couple other things. And by that, I mean one other thing. The mask is a physical representation of a biological thing that has destroyed your mental thought process. It is a thought crime with physical symbolism attached to it, and that is the mask, because you are thinking about breathing, which is all natural and all this. I'm not promoting spreading of things. If you're sick, stay home. I hate that I have to say this, but we've done this very same common things like this forever, right? And people can bring up your mask pictures, but I'm not wearing a mask and I don't go near people, so leave me alone. But my point is it's the war on your mind to take you over and to make you climb in this damn machine that they want you to get in. Don't get in it. Don't do it.
Well, 25% of us have not.
All right, I got a new segment for everybody. Probably not, considering we're in the groundhog thing. But I was since COVID is now on 2 years to flatten the curve. I found something out new recently.
Season 3.
Season 3. COVID season 3. How many episodes? 52. That's every week. So I recently found something out. It's a new fact to me, but it's an old fact for science. So I just want to reiterate this because this literally illustrates perfectly. Because if I didn't know this, who else doesn't know this? Not that I'm freaking Mr. Know-It-All, but Dave and I relatively pay attention more than, let's say, 3/4 of people. You know, it's just like, if I just recently found this out, basically everybody I know doesn't know about this. Which is even crazier, because if I tell them this, they're like, you're just a conspiracy theorist. It's like, oh, this is actually on the CDC.com.
So what is this? Is this the who else doesn't know this segment?
Yeah, this is the the new COVID comment of the week that I didn't know or whatever. I don't know what to call this, but it's the COVID fact of the week. The old new COVID fact, the old new normal COVID fact of the week. Updated isolation guidelines does not imply immunity to COVID-19. That's the name of this. This is at the CDC.com. Okay. I'm not going to kill it. I know that was probably terrible. It came out August 14th of 2020.
It was season 1.
That was like when we dying over defibrillators or,
ventilators.
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry.
Humidifiers. That's not the correct term.
Just put hot air in there and bleach. It'll be fine.
Right. It's not a dog.
Did you put the bleach in the humidifier? Be like, Mr. Trump, what are you talking about? They need bleach in humidifiers. So no one corrects them. We make billions of humidifiers with bleach tablets. Put the Tide Pod in there. Have Clorox make all the Tide Pods they can. That guy was the greatest president that ever lived, dude. And let's go, Brandy's getting banned on NASCARs. But they could Kathy Griffin could cut the president's head off and hold it bloody, and it's
that's fine. That's fine.
People were applauding it. Oh man! All right, on August 3rd, 2020, CDC updated its isolation guidelines based on latest science about COVID-19, showing that people can continue to test positive for up to 3 months after diagnosis and not be infectious to others.
That's interesting.
Contrary to media reporting today, this is on the CDC. Contrary, science. People, words are very important. These people know what they're doing. You have to think somebody put this, like they wrote this, or the robot did it, right? Because they do that. I mean, They tell you what they're doing. Contrary to media reporting today, the science does not imply a person is immune to reinfection. Remember how they said, the media said, you can't catch COVID again? Well, accordingly, in August of 2020, the CDC believed that that was not true. Fact check. That was actual fact check. Trust science, people.
Opinion check.
This is actual, I'm not the craziest journalism, but that's crazy that that is considered journalism now. And all that is like half memory. Continue here. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but it's just hilarious. Science does not imply a person is immune to reinfection with SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19, in the 3 months following infection. The latest data simply suggests that retesting someone in the 3 months following initial infection is not necessary unless that person is exhibiting the symptoms of COVID-19, and the symptoms cannot be associated with another illness.
But the symptoms are associated with other illness.
Like every other illness, right?
Like most illness.
There was one time I don't know if I told this story, but I was working. I get eye infections.
You did tell this story. I do recall this.
Yeah, and they sent me home, and then they told me that you have to quarantine because you have the symptoms of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Something I get every year of my life.
That's what happens when everything is a symptom of COVID. Do you have a fever? COVID. Runny nose? COVID. Headaches. Do you have headaches? COVID.
That pop just splashed in my eyeball.
Do you have chills? COVID.
Yeah, it's lunacy. Pregnant chicks, you got COVID. No, I missed my period. COVID. Like, you're pregnant.
Have you
COVID.
Sneezed in the last 72 hours? COVID.
Have you blinked since yesterday? Yeah, COVID. There have been more than 15 international and U.S.-based studies recently published looking at the length of infection, duration of viral shed, asymptomatic spread, and risk of spread among various patient groups. Research found that the amount of live virus in the nose and throat droplets significantly soon after COVID-19 symptoms develop. Initially, the duration of infection is most with people is no longer than 10 days after symptoms begin, and no longer than 20 days in people with severe illness or who were already severely immunocompromised.
But you'll still test positive 3 months after.
Yeah. You know what's funny is this was in August, right? I think my eye infection was actually like November of that year. So like 2 months, like literally in the timeline of when I was talking about my eye infection, it literally contradicted CDC guidelines. And this is what I mean about all this thought crime, and this is the way that they are able to like control you through group mind thing. Because we're naturally herd animals. People don't want to stand out of the crowd. They don't want to be like shamed, like watch Game of Thrones shame. That's like how, right, embarrassment. Oh, I can't be the center of attention on stage. That's where all that comes from. It's because we've been shamed for bad behavior. So we don't naturally like to stand out from the crowd because people are camouflage for each other. If you're all in a crowd, it's like camouflage, like zebras running in a pack. So, yeah, people that stand out, no masks and all this, speak up. Of course, they've always been attacked. We've always talked about this. It's not expected. But yeah, that was my COVID, my commie COVID comment for the week. Something I learned new that's actually like 2 years old. It's ridiculous. All right, everybody. If you made it to the end, I always appreciate that. Like the video, share the video, as I always say. The Cybertainment this week. It's not going to be a long one because I didn't pay attention to much of it. But I will say, Peaky Blinders.
What?
I'm real bad at TV. Peaky Blinders.
The hell's that?
Punch up a picture of it. You'll see. You'll see some actors.
You want me to punch up a picture of it?
Yeah, Dave, pull that up. You don't got to put on screen, but you know.
It's going to cover you or... Oh, yeah, yep, you're gone. Hold on.
Yeah, just so that you know what it looks like. It's based in Industrial Revolution in England when gangs basically ran England. For those who don't know, it's pretty cool. Industrial Revolution. Assassin's Creed had a game out very similar at that time. I played that.
Is this like from 2013?
Yeah, and then through, I think it ran until 18, 20 even.
According to this, Peaky Blinders, whatever the shit this is, television series, 2013 to 2022.
Oh, wow, it's still going.
A gangster family epic set in 1900s England, centering a gang who saw razor blades in the peaks of their caps.
Yep.
What in the actual hell are you talking about right now?
Peaky Blinders apparently is a show. Among the cast, whoever the shit that is, Tom Hardy, Helen McCroy, Annabelle Wallace. I don't know who any of these people are. I'm going to take your word for it.
I like this little breakdown that you did. You punched it up. This actually should be the Decembertainment. Going forward, I want you to do this every week. Because it's cool. Especially if you don't know, to punch it up and pull it up, it's cool. All right, yeah, once again, I'm terrible with TV. I don't have a lot of time to watch it, but quite frankly, not that I don't have the attention span, but I do so much shit at the same time. It's not fair. That's why I like podcasting, because I can listen while I do other stuff. Because I stay relatively mobile. But
ooh.
It's cool. It's historical. I like the cinematography. The story was pretty cool. I caught 2 episodes. I was out of town this week for work again, and I was hanging out with my housemates, and I caught a couple episodes. So, yeah, I've been told, also a follower of the show, Ben, he told me to actually watch it. He told me it's right up my alley, and this was years ago. I took his word for it, but I was actually able to watch it. I've had family watch it and like it, so it was cool to actually sit down, relax, and enjoy something. I enjoyed some meditainment, and yeah, Peaky Blinders, check it out if you like that kind of stuff. Pretty cool, different kind of vibe, you know what I mean? It's they can say it's gangster, but just because it's historical. Anything historical is a different kind of flavor in my opinion, because it's older, right? They got to simulate everything. They have to build the world. They have to really sell the time period. And a lot of that comes down to good directing, good cast, good character development, good stories, everything I love about, about narrative and
entertainment.
Yeah, December.
In general.
Everything I love about Decembertainment. So it had all that elements, very impressive. It's so funny. It would be the meta rant episode.
That's weird. That's strange. I'm sure it's coincidence, just like when Conspiracy Cast lost all of its audio.
I overloaded the algorithm and cut the feed! Yeah, I do.
Communication's going to be great in the meta.
Yeah, I'm just going to say this one more thing. Peaky Blinders, great, all that, blah, 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 Decembertainment. But for real, personally, before I get out of here and Dave get out of here and watch the Bills kick ass today, go Bills. I personally think my only enemy in this world is the algorithm. So that's how I live my life now. That's my only enemy. That's my devil, is the algorithm. I got to fight it. You got to fight it. You got to fight against it. It's a war for your mind, like Alex always said. He was not mistaken that. And by extension, a war for humanity, your children, everything you love and hold and cherish greatly, which is all of here at December 1773. We appreciate you tuning in. If you like the video, share the video. I appreciate you making it to the end, as always, for you true December nights. Dave and I will be here Monday at 7 Eastern. Hope to see you live for the premiere. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, YouTube, Facebook. Dave's on Instagram, not like he utilizes that, but Rumble as well, and whatever social media that the former president opens, we will be there. Oh, Gritter. What's the other one that just came out? Gritter? Grifter?
Grinder.
That's for dudes trying to That's my next conquest, people. Check me on Grindr, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you, David, as always. Appreciate
He's looking at me quite confused. He's trying to explain some media platform. I just assumed Grindr.
Joe Rogan got on. Alex got on, and then was banned. So, yeah, always check it out, man.
I don't know. Grifter? He's saying Grifter.
What the hell's that?
I don't know.
Why is he making this stuff up?
I was assuming Grindr, knowing Ryan. Gets a couple Heinekens in it, and he's ready to...
Yeah, I'm gonna. I would start taking pictures with NAs and be like, "I'm so hammered, man," and just put them on Grindr.
I guess since we're on the topic, I don't think I ever told the grandpa non-alcoholic beer story. I don't know if this is an appropriate time for this, but I guess if you're still here, you're some of the people who would want to watch this. Ryan's looking interested in the NA beer story. So, my grandpa, what was this now? Was it a year? Over a year.
It was over a year ago.
So, he was in the hospital, and they were allowing him to enjoy a non-alcoholic beer. So, my grandma bought this pack of beer, and to her credit, it was, in her defense, it was kind of confusing. The pack of beer came I don't remember the specifics. Was it it was like a 24 pack or something?
24 pack, and 4 of them were non-alcoholic, which is what they advertised on the box.
Yeah. But she just saw non-alcoholic beer, so she thought like all of these are non-alcoholic. So he was like bringing in alcoholic beer to the hospital unknowingly.
While he was getting his cancer treatments.
So there he is, just cracking them open.
Great. Could you imagine going through chemo and then pounding the 8% alcohol?
Non-alcoholic,
yeah, like the package said non-alcoholic on the package.
Teeny tiny. It was the tiniest little +4.
Yeah, you really had to do some research to realize like, no, the whole thing's non-alcoholic. Why they made some non-alcoholic pack, I'm not sure. In case you want to sit down with your kid and slam a couple beers, I guess. I don't know.
Dude, that's really knowing your target audience.
Was it Heineken? I think it was Heineken. It was Heineken. So just so you know, Ryan, my grandpa was also a Heineken man.
He knows good kryptonite, bro. Speaking of Heineken non-alcoholic, to even branch further, the bar I went to yesterday, socially distanced, of course, and identified as vaccinated when I walked in.
That's, by the way, that's going to be or is a federal offense now.
Fuck them. Fuck them. I can't wait to cut the Matrix feed from all you meta pricks. Oh my god, you meta knights. I'm gonna. Anyways, not to be domestically terrorized on the internet by YouTube, but yeah, I go to the bar. I ask them for Heineken. They open the door. They're like, all we have is non-alcoholic Heineken. I was like, what kind of bar has non-alcoholic beer? She's like, we don't really stock Heineken. Not a lot of people drink it. I was like,
a juice bar probably.
Yeah.
Wait, they don't stock
Show me your nipples.
They don't stock it because not a lot of people drink it, so they stock the
non-alcoholic beer,
which I'm sure way more people drink.
Sure, at a bar.
Yeah.
This is a pretty niche hole-in-the-wall bar, too, like kind of divey, you know what I'm saying? Like, so this is like a regular's got to drink this, right? So I don't think anything of it. I get like a mixed drink instead. I like SoCo Coke, so I'm down a couple of those. I'm watching Nancy sing, because that's who I was there to see, her and her husband. And I spin around, the guy next to me is drinking a non-alcoholic Heineken.
The whole time you're like, what kind of moron would come to a bar to drink a non-alcoholic? Am I right, buddy? And then you look over and he's sitting there.
I told him the story. I'm like, dude, I ordered a Heineken. They're like, no, we got that. I was like, who the fuck has NA beer at a bar? He's like, I don't drink it. I'm a regular here, so they stock it for me. I was like, go figure. It's the only dude I talked to there. The first guy that was a stranger to me that I talked to. God's real. I don't know what more you need from me, people. It's every time. Ask Mike. He's been with the real Mike, the nice Mike.
Not the one who's mad about our friend Elon Musk.
Yeah. Not Mike Elon. No, Mike always goes out. He always sees it. He's there to bear witness, but bro, it's good shit. Once again, thank you everybody. Thank you, David. I always appreciate you for your time. And yeah, I'll see you guys at the premiere. Love you all. See you soon.
All right, let's cut out before we have to shut down again.
Go Bills.